Good morning. This is a quote from our good old friend Jean-Claude Juncker. The Commission needs to review the challenges that platforms bring online for our democracies, in view of the dissemination of false information, as well as initiating a reflection on what would be needed at EU level to protect our citizens. Funny way of putting things, isn't it? He says, our democracies. What does it mean, our democracies? And then he says, protecting our citizens. You know, I grew up in the 60s and the 70s, and of course I remember how the Soviets dealt with people who wanted to express their opinions. And this is, of course, totally evil. That's what it is. Protect our citizens and our democracies. So they want to do something. I think they are smart, these guys. They understand one thing, that the threat against them are elections and alternative media. So they feel they have to do something. They also financed a publication of a manual for journalists on how to write about migrants and immigration. Why? They want to teach journalists on how to write about these matters. There's also a proposed law in France. France is like EU these days, isn't it? With this guy, Macron. It's the same thing. So there is a proposed French law that would allow the authorities to block websites before the election. These guys. Wow. So we know what to do. I just have to keep talking. Yes. I also want to tell you about this story. It's a good story from Sweden. I was surprised to see this. There was a 21-year-old. He had contact with a minor girl in the town of Kalmar. This was in the summer of last year. And they went to his apartment and they had sex. And then he told her to stay in the bedroom. He was 21 years old. He told her to stay. And then he went to get his friend, a 34-year-old. And then they raped her. Okay. So, and they say they did nothing wrong. But they were convicted. Yeah, and I was surprised to see this. First of all, the convictions were quite stern. The men, who are not Swedish citizens, by the way, will get a 4-year and 8 months long prison sentence. And then they will be deported. Yeah, this is unusual. And I hope it's a trend. I certainly, sincerely hope so. The 21-year-old was also convicted of unlawful threats. He was angry with the girl that she took them to court. Of course he was. So they will be leaving Sweden. How very, very sad. Alright, that's the stories. Okay, have a great Sunday. Bye.